I noticed that in my quick video sharing some clips from a luck run, some people in the comments seemed confused about what was going on or how to do a luck run for themselves. So I decided to put together a guide really quick that should hopefully explain some things. I'll be going over both positive and negative luck runs, and if you don't know what that is, I will explain it. First though, I'm going to give some context about why people are doing luck runs in the first place. If you already know how luck influence works or you don't care about how it's working, then feel free to skip this part. Anyways, each map and entity in the game has a value called weight. This determines how likely it is for that specific map or entity to appear in a run. The higher the weight, the more likely it is to appear. These weights can be influenced by the luck stat, but only for some maps and entities. It's pretty much only for unusuals that your odds can be manipulated, but right now Salesman is the only exception I'm aware of. To influence the weight of something, you need to change your luck stat, which will then influence the server luck. Your personal luck stat is the number outside of the brackets, and the server luck is the number inside of the brackets. Server luck is calculated by adding up everyone's personal luck and then dividing that result by 10, so your personal luck will generally have less influence over server luck when there's more people. Anyways, server luck ties into something called luck influence. This is what actually determines how much your server luck impacts the spawn chances of something. If something has positive luck influence, then you want your server luck stat to be positive to make it more likely to appear. If something has negative luck influence, then you want negative luck. However, if something has zero luck influence, then there is no way for you to change the odds of that thing appearing. By the way, you can never decrease your odds of something appearing. For example, if you get negative server luck, you're not actually decreasing the odds of things with positive luck influence from occurring. The chance will just stay the same as if you were at zero server luck. Anyways, here's my current understanding of the luck influence for each unusual floor and entity. I'm not going to read all of this out loud, so feel free to pause if you need to. I'm also going to put this list in the description so that it's easily accessible. If I've made a mistake, please let me know because this information is kind of difficult to find, like it's not even on the wiki. If you want to do a positive luck run, the first step is to get as many people as possible, but preferably get a full lobby of 15 people. This is already a pretty tough step to do, but I found that the official Depth Spelunking Discord server is pretty good at doing quite a few luck runs, and they usually get a decent amount of people. I'd say that the bare minimum amount of people is technically 5 because of the celebratory cap, but honestly, even with as few as 9 or 10 people, you'll start to have a noticeable drop in server luck. It's also why luck runs tend to restart incredibly frequently, and they usually stop around floor 30 or 40. Anyways, the build most people use for positive luck is the celebratory cap, magic scarf, and poker chips. I'm not going to explain these items super in depth, but I'll explain the basics. For the celebratory cap, you throw a party every 30 seconds as long as there's at least 5 people in your proximity. If you're too far away or there's not enough players, then the parties only have a chance to occur and they're not a reliable source of luck. For Magic Scarf, it increases the strength of temporary buffs like the party. It also gives you a point of luck for every buff you have active, which pairs pretty nicely with the poker chips. And speaking of poker chips, it's basically a heads versus tails situation. With more positive luck, you're more likely to get positive outcomes, and with more negative luck, you're more likely to get negative outcomes. With each streak, the buff or debuff gets stronger until it maxes out at 10 stacks. After that, re-rolling will sustain the buff, but it doesn't make it any stronger. However, this is not the only acceptable build. Most hosts will only require you to have the scarf and the party hat, and some might only require the party hat. Some of the more common alternative choices in luck runs are Deal Makers, which can slowly get you to plus 10 luck, Neo Deal Makers, which start you out with plus 3 luck, Notebook, which helps you collect info for unusuals faster, the Sword, which makes your buff stronger but with extremely high risk, and finally, Purity, which can increase your luck and also take a free hit if you're using the Sword. It depends on the host if you'll be allowed to use any of these items. If you have less than 5 people and still want to do a luck run, I've personally found that Beginner's Luck, Magic Scarf, and Poker Chips aren't a bad setup. You'll get way less unusuals this way, but it's better than nothing. If you want to do a negative luck run, you technically only need 3 people for it. However, 4 is recommended just to be safe. More people will actually make this run take longer due to how server luck is averaged out for every player, so keep that in mind. Also, negative luck runs can take several hours, so make sure you have enough time to actually be able to commit to this. Anyways, the build for this run is the Vampire Ring, Deal Breakers, and Magic Scarf. Technically, only the luck holders need to have this build, and everyone else can do almost whatever they want, but don't bring anything that gives you positive luck. The Vampire Ring is because you heal whenever others take damage or heal. This creates a self-sustaining loop of healing for the luck holders, which is extremely important. The Magic Scarf is because it makes debuffs and traumas reduce your server luck. And finally, the Deal Breakers are a nice -5 personal luck for free, and they also double as some extra survivability because of the extra speed. The run will start as normal, but once the group finds a salesman, then you'll stop on the floor for a long time and have the designated luck holders farm traumas from him. Everyone else keeps all the other entities distracted. You can technically farm traumas with any entity, but the community agrees that Salesman is the best choice because he does low damage, is guaranteed to give you 3 stacks of concussion, and the concussion trauma is purely a visual debuff, so survivability isn't impacted as much as other traumas would. It's up to the host to decide how long the luck holders are going to farm traumas, since you can technically do this infinitely, but -150 server luck seems to be considered typical. Once the luck holders are ready to leave, everyone moves on and goes back to playing the game normally. Luck holders should trauma farm from salesmen as much as possible to maintain server luck, and the rest of the server should generally try to protect the luck holders since the run is basically over if they die. If you don't have enough people for this run, I found that Deal Breakers, Medkit, and Magic Scarf is okay-ish. Negative luck unusuals seem to be much more difficult to summon, so you're probably not going to get very far with this strategy. Anyways, that's everything about doing luck runs. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments and I'll do my best to answer.